Alright, and welcome to the in-house team league brought to you by Lost in Translation. We'll be going live here really shortly. I just wanted to give you a brief introduction to what we're going to be going on. It's actually going to be a best of 7 one-on-one format. First team to pull out 4 wins is going to be the victorious team. Currently we are short a couple replays, and that is why you are seeing this current score as being 2-1. So currently squad LiT's finest, led by Liquid Fluid, they're currently 2 games away from a victory, so it is going to be a grim little comeback for squad Dauntless if they are able to do it, or pull it out I should say. Knowing that they are going a couple games in behind isn't really too bad, considering that their MMRs are pretty stout. Currently the first game we are going to be going into a 300 MMR gap. It's nothing too major, but to some players 300 MMR can be a huge gap. So let's see if Liquid Fluid is able to bring out a win versus this awesome Grandmaster random user, Groovy Man. So the first game is going to be a Zerg against random, and show you the map stats real fast. It is actually not very favorable for Zerg against any of the other matchups. Versus Protoss, they are pretty favorable, but versus Terran, they're not. So we'll have to see exactly how this favors for either one of these players, and we'll actually hop right into it. So I hope you guys enjoy. It is going to be Liquid Fluid against Groovy Man. He is trolling out, as you guys currently can see. But we'll have to see exactly what happens in this Zerg against random. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we do got Liquid Fluid. I'm not quite sure if that intro worked or not, but we'll have to see where it plays out. And spawning in the top left, coming out of Lost in Translation, we do got Groovy Man actually spawning as a Protoss. So we'll have to see if Liquid Zerg versus Protoss does pay out any bit. And we do got a good luck good game, good luck friendo coming out of Groovy Man. And we do got pretty standard opener coming out. We don't have a scout by Fluid, so he's not too worried about what his opponent can do or anything. We do got a pylon scout coming out of Groovy Man, so he's a little worried about what his opponent can be doing so early in the game. Some players do like to send that back, other players just like to scout it out since he's already out on the map, and that is what Groovy Man chooses to do. And Liquid actually sends out his drone knowing that there is possible cannons or anything else, and he did notice that there was nothing set, and his Overlord is in good placement. So, ooh, we do got a gas block coming out for Groovy Man, and he's actually going to be a little annoying, as we do got 10 health left on this probe. It is going to force that probe out because he is not going to be able to contest a healthy drone. We do got the expansion followed by a gateway, and Cybercore is going to be going down about 137. I feel that's a little late for this matchup. 140. He could be doing a little better with that, but he is Grandmaster, so who am I to tell him how to play? Usually like to get that core down about 130 is in my playbook anyways. We do got the spawning pool finishing up for Liquid Fluid. We do got 20 probes and 20 drones out as well, and we do got a couple well placed overlords across the map. I was looking for the third one, but I don't see him. He is not. He is just technically worried about any possible proxy, I'm assuming. So we do got Groovy Man putting the Cybercore in the wall, and he does have a probe out front to build the second gateway. Sorry about that. It's been a while since I've casted, but we'll get the rust off my shoulders here pretty soon. We do have a couple upgrades going down. As you see, metabolic boost is about, I'd say 2/3 way done. Maybe halfway done, my fault. and say 1/3. We do got the cyber core getting gateways, and a depth does leave as these links do come in, and it is going to be focusing down some probes. We'll actually have to see how many he gets, since I'm pretty sure it's not on game heart. There's a few things that we're going to have to try to throw into it, since as you see we can't see if any units have gone down yet. We have not had any units go down for either player. We do have a nice overlord spread coming out of Liquid. He is making sure he knows exactly what's at his door before it's at his door. He does have a couple more links going across the map. It's very nice to have links outside your opponent's base to know when or if he's going to move out, or if he's going to cluster up his entrance with a few units. You can kind of sneak off what type of tech he's going to be going. And we do got a nice little Dark Shrine and Robo facility going down for Groovy, man. Usually you see a multi-prong or a multi-attack coming out. Usually you drop in the main as you attack on the third, or natural, just depending on your flavor. And we do got these links doing a lot of work on this gateway. And it feels like this gateway is going to go down to very low health. I feel this is one reason why one should get a shield battery pretty quick in the game. This way you can heal that up without actually worrying about losing any of the actual health on it. I know Groovy is a phenomenal Terran player, but hey, I can pick and point at his Protoss. We do get a nice little build coming out of him, though. Like I said, it is going to be a DT drop followed up with charge lots. We do got 2 Adepts, a Zealot with the 2 DTs forming. No third yet. About 4:30, 5:30 is normal GM timing I'm fishing for. Lower levels I usually push about 6, 5, somewhere in between, just depending on how comfortable I feel with the link count in front of my base. Right now Fluid is really looking across the map, and as you see, he will see this coming across with his mini map. He is just now scouted it out. We are watching his vision, so he will be prepping for this drop. And the good thing behind it, though, is it's DT, so it's not just your ordinary Zealots. Fluid does notice that it is Dark Templars, and he knows that he is going to be able to run around before his detection's actually on pop, because he does not have a Spore. He does have his lair about finished up, so this can do a lot of damage, especially early on with this War Prism. And we do got these DTs focusing down on this hatchery, and it is going to look like it's going to fall, and he is not going to be warping in any more units. He's doing a lot of production at home. As you see, he is doing the Immortal, and he did throw down 2 extra gateways as he is pushing forward with these DTs, and they're going to be running to these spines, and roaches are a very good deterrent for DTs. And then the wings are going to act as a buffer and let the roaches actually kite. But it was a really good pickup from Groovy to get these Dark Templars out of harm's way and get them away from the detection. We do got creep spread going up and around, a really good creep spread, and we do got 2 Archons forming as well. And Archons do very well if you do keep your roaches clustered up, so we'll actually have to see how Fluid splits his roaches. Fluid is a very high tier 1 master player himself. He's fishing for that Grandmaster ranking, and right now he is definitely putting on the pressure like anyone would need to keep that border. And we do got a multi-prong attack going, multi-attack going on. We do got this being deterred, and we do got roaches in the mineral line, and it is going to be very hard for Groovy to hold this probe line, and I'm pretty sure we got about 9 drones going down. We got 8 probes going down, not drones. My fault about that, but these roaches will get cleaned up pretty easily. As I missed it. I just thought he got out. Yeah, there he is. There's 2 Archons in the shuttle. He did get out with that, so Groovy is definitely putting on some work, but he did take a significant amount of losses with about $600, well, 600 minerals worth of income. Even though it was only 4. My math is bad still. Like I said, it's been a while since I've casted forgive me. We do got Liquid Fluid pushing down the 4th as Groovy Man saves this Warp Prism. Very nice Warp Prism micro coming out of Groovy Man, showing exactly why he is the Grandmaster. And we do got Fluid putting down a couple chain links just to give him a little bit of extra vision. And just enough corrosive bios to push Groovy Man back. Very good job on Fluid's behalf to push this threat back and get his expansion out and going. Alright, we'll have to see where this game goes from here. We do got the 3rd going up from Fluid, or from Groovy Man pretty well. So he is economically fit to take on any type of battle that Liquid wants to throw at him. So it's pretty much going to be a transition from here. And it looks like Fluid's a little slow to react to the game telling him that his minerals are mined out. You might be waiting on this hatchery to finish up. You might not want a couple drones missed out there, as we do got a couple of depths coming in to check, make sure that Liquid hasn't double expanded with that last knowledge of his scout. We do got 3 base to 4 base Zerg. It is going to be very hard for Protoss to keep up, but as you look at the mineral income, Groovy Man is actually staying on top of Liquid because his 4th isn't quite saturated yet. And we do got these depth shading in, and it's just going to come right into this natural where there's no queen, and he actually got killed, so it was a very nice cleanup coming out of Liquid Fluid. We do got the Immortal with High Templar, and Storm is on its way. We do have upgrade count of 2-1 for the Zerg user, with just charge lots for this Protoss user. I'm kind of looking like myself out there. I'm very skeptical on upgrades. Sometimes it's more about the beef of the army than it is the punch that they pack. And we'll have to see exactly how Groovy Man pushes out. Currently he is behind in supply, but he is at 1-1 right now. It did finish up. As I said, I'm not very keen on this. I got to catch back up on it. But we do got the 2 forges going, the 3 more gateways going down. Oops, not pause. D for production. We do got the 4th going down. Very nice placement for this 4th against the Zerg opponent. It kind of leaves 3 places that they can come in through, but with very high skilled and good placements, you can deter it. As you see, he does have a wall coming down. He does have a wall blocking, so he is in a very good position to hold any type of run bys. He does have 5 High Templars come across, and we do got a nice little battle coming in, and that's going to be a lot of Storm, and the close battles do go down. Oh, we do got 2 Templars. 1 Templar going down. My fault. We do have a nice little splash, and the actual force field is going to catch a lot of these Hydros and Roaches, and a lot more Storms do come down, but the Hydros are out of Storm, and there's too many Hydros and Roaches are a very good buffer for these Hydros, and there's a lot of Immortals, but this is not going to be enough to push this back. And right now Fluid is going for the throat. He's going to be running across the map. He knows his opponent is not going to be able to hold too much, considering that most Protoss' army just pushes, and when they push they send everything they got. And it seems like Liquid Fluid is going to be sniping right towards this 3rd. We do got these lots and Archons hitting up these Hydralisks, but there's not enough of it, and there's too much damage per second going on for these Hydralisks. And these Archons are just going to be falling. We do got some supreme micro coming out of this Warp Prism and Groovy Man, but these Hydros are going to take down this 4th, and we do got Liquid Fluid going to his 5th as we speak, and he's in a very dominant position, as we do have a lot of the production going down. We have Clades, we have 1-1, we got Mutas and Lurkers inbound as well. Lurker Den is started up. We do have these DTs because there is no overseer that is inches away, but it is still not out, and Groovy Man was able to buy some more time, but there is just too much here to actually save this expansion. Too much DPS, and he is forced to cancel. A very good cancel to save the 400 mineral. And these Archons are not finished up in time, and the High Templars do not have their Storm. They're missing it by not even 10 energy, and it is a very good timing push coming out of Fluid to actually make Groovy punishly pay for his push that was easily deflected with the approaches and hydros. A very good game coming out of both players, but even dominance coming out of Fluid. A very good game. I'll have to say so myself. Currently it is 3-1, and that is very punishing for a team that is in a best of 7. Kind of need the next win. We'd not have the next game for you. I do apologize, let alone game number 3, and that is why the scores are the way that they are. But we'll actually hop into the next game. It's actually going to be Dantry against Chronic. Chronically is what he goes by. It's actually going to be on Blue Shift. And this is where it gets pretty interesting at is, what does this map persist for these players? The matchup is actually very interesting to see, as we have a Zerg against Terran. And as you guys can see from this layout, the Zerg against Terran is kind of iffy. We do got 44% going for the Terran, so we'll have to see exactly what Dan can pull out of his hat to make this an even matchup. But yeah, we'll hop right into it as I hit that a little bit too soon. It is currently 3-1 for LiT's finest, and Squad Dauntless is trying the hardest to sneak back into it. Alright, spawning in, spawning in the bottom left hand corner, coming out of LiT, we do have Dantry. And coming off the top right of the map, represent Lost in Translation, LiT, we got Chronically. It's a battle of tag, boys. We'll have to see who represents their tag a little bit harder in this one. We do have a very standard opening coming out of Chronically. It is going to be a supply gas barracks into a Reaper, most likely into a command center as well. We'll have to see exactly how Dantry plays this out and see if Chronically gets a scout out to see if he wants to build a command center outside the base or inside the base. We do have the Overlord going out in a very timely manner as well, making sure that there's no shenanigans at the third or anywhere in that manner. We currently do got the barracks about 3/4 way done. We do got Chronically apologizing for playing so late, knowing that Dan is a European man. Usually 9 o'clock at night. It's a little late for these guys. I'm not quite sure what time they played, but we do got apology coming out from Chronically. We do got a nice little scout coming out from Chronically. He does notice exactly what is there. I forgot I can't keep doing that. Apparently my intro isn't working, because if it was, you guys would have seen his name pop up every time I do that, so I guess that's a good thing. We do got the command center going down. It is a Reaper command center into a factory. A very nice build coming out. I usually call this the 111. Other people's variation of 111 is different, but we will get a supply depot followed up by a reactor. So it looks like it's going to be Hellions. And then starport should be coming down. Usually, I want to say about 3 minutes, maybe 3:15. Usually you want to get your Hellions out first, and then your starport quickly after. We do have this Reaper not choosing to hop in and actually going towards this expansion to see exactly what the scouts out, if the Queen's already out, if the Lings are there, or what other type of shenanigans could be going on at this front gate. We do got the Queen popping, and that's going to be able to deter this Reaper enough to run back and gain his health a little bit more before he gains the nuts to hop back in. But yeah, with the MMR gap, it's not too big of a deal. Um, as you guys know, between these two players. Yes, I'm messing up. No. Alright, let me try that one more time. No. What the hell? How can one mess up so many times? Yeah, don't ask me how that happened, but apparently I messed that up, and I did not know the MMR gap between these two. I'm pretty sure it's only about 200. Makes me curious. Makes me want to kind of go like this and re-pull up my information that I was 100% trying to avoid. Like I said, I'm just now getting back to gas, and I'm gonna be back on this this grind pretty well. But no, the MMR difference between these two is, as we speak, only 80 MMR. So it is a very close gap between the two players. Alright, it looks like Dauntless is going to be pushed against the map very heavily with roaches. Ooh, we do got to cancel on that as well, and this is going to open the door up quite heavily for Dauntless, and Dauntless might be able to punish his opponent with both gates wide open, and he actually chooses to go against the mineral line, and we do got these Hellions actually able to clump these wings right up, and that is actually going to help chronically massively. It is not going to hurt as much because that. Ooh, I didn't get a click on it. Man, I need to learn on it. At least we got somebody clicking on Game Hard, and we do got 11 SCVs going down, as we do got a lot more running to try to catch this Cyclone, and we do got a couple coastal battles going down to make sure that this Tech Lab is not finished. And right now there is nothing going to repair the Cyclone. He is actually choosing to attack into everything instead, forcing the Ravagers to actually attack into the SCVs. If he actually puts the SCVs on repair and repair only and attacks with the actual Cyclones, the Ravagers will actually only focus fire on the Cyclones and will totally ignore anything else that is not attacking. But it is a very well played game by Dauntless, and currently that is going to sew up the week. But we do got one more game for you, since Hobo McGravs and Blazefort game was not actually played. We're going to call it a walkover and call it a tie out. So we'll have to see exactly where this last game leads us. It is a very interesting matchup in my eyes. When you play Zerg and you see another Zerg, it's very hard to say, hey man, I got this. But I'll just see exactly who is the better Zerg in this matchup, as we do have Cobb going against Onion. It's going to be pretty intense. I can already see it now. But yeah, we'll hop right into it. As you see, the map statistics doesn't really jump for a mirror matchup, so I apologize for that, but hey, it happens. But yeah, spawning in the bottom right hand corner, represent Lost in Translation, we have Onion. And spawning in the top left hand corner, represent, let alone leading Lost in Translation, we do got the King, let alone the King of Blunts. We don't have any snaggings going on quite yet, no 11 pull or anything, so it looks like both players are trying to respect each other a little bit at least. We do got a pretty mirrored matchup going on as far as production. It does look like Cobb's a little bit ahead of on that, making that drone. So we'll have to see which direction this goes for Cobb. It does look like Onion's going to be throwing down the pool, as Cobb looks like he's going to be throwing down a gas hatch pool. Nope, Onion went for hatch first. Yeah, we do got a gas hatch pool coming out of Cobb. Still waiting on Onion's deciphering motion after this hatchery. He did cut the drone to get to the hatchery a little faster, to get his extractor down, so he did save a little bit of income in the meantime. But I feel Cobb actually got the drone out faster, so he was able to collect minerals faster. His pool is a little bit faster as well, as you see the timing on it. We're barely, I'd say 100 off. And even the hatchery, as you see, Cobb's only about 80 behind on it. I feel that's the difference. We're barely pushing 13 now, and we're at 12. So a little over 100. I guess that's the trick between it, is switching the hatchery for the pool. Got both players going for gas and not stopping either. Usually when a player hits 100, they'll stop on it. But neither player did choose to do that. You got the pretty mirror matchup, as I said, a very slight differential in the build. I figured since this was the quicker matchup of the two, I'll be hopping into this one next, but following this one, we'll be hopping right into the next one. It's going to be squad underdogs against squad tagpole. I don't know how you'd say it. I'm pretty bad at English. But no, that series is going to be coming up, so after this, make sure you do stick around. You may go offline for a second, but it'll be coming on right after it. But we do got Cops actually sneaking down this Overlord with a Spore. Very uncommon choice so early on, but I suppose if you want to set your opponent back, you set your opponent back. And Cobb chose to do that. I feel the 5 minerals might have been a little bit better, but hey, 30 seconds for Overlord to pop, let alone the 30 seconds to remake another one on top of that. I'll take the timing. Mineral count. Sometimes it's worth it. We do got gas going down, but we got double gas going down for Onion. I'm very intrigued on this matchup. No aggression whatsoever. It feels like either player could have just rushed right to lanes and ran across the map, but neither player is doing that, as the supply is heavily favoring Cobb at the current moment in time, as his larvae are starting to pay out, and he is jumping right into those roaches. It is one of those better type of units a little early on, and it looks like Onion is going to spot this with his overlords in a well placed, and Cobb not choosing to run around. If Cobb wanted to, he could have ran here, up and over, and then down, knowing that there was nothing there, and he would add a little bit more of a surprise. But Cobb didn't want to take that time and let his opponent build up, so he ran straight across the map. And we'll have to see exactly how this pays off, since we do got the Roach Warren right up front. And this is going to be very hard to pull off a victory if Onion loses this Roach Warren. And we do got +1 on the way, and that is going to be sniped as well. And Cobb is just going to be bringing the pressure, showing Team Dauntless that there is no weakness allowed in this league, and they're definitely going to be bringing the pain this week. Every game did get played except for the one, and the boys are getting pulled. Onion is not quite giving up yet. He's in a very bad position if he does lose this hatchery, and he's actually trying to save his boys as much as he can, but there's not enough queens, and drones did not stake around to fight, and this was actually Onion's demise. The drone stuck on the ramp, and that is going to push Cobb to pushing his team to a 5-1 victory. Very well played game coming out of Cobb, knowing that he is the king, and definitely the king of blunts, pulling out a solid victory. But yeah, currently that is 5-1. Not quite sure why that one didn't register, but that does make it 5. as Cobb takes the last match. It's a very good game. I'm sorry for the short little cast, but as I said, there is another cast coming up shortly after this, so be sure to stick around, and we'll make sure that we hit that for you. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. It is my pleasure to cast this for you, as it is to bring you the content that our team is able to provide. But yeah, just a little shout out to everybody that does support the stream. I hope you guys tune in live when this does go out, and I'm sorry that this is not the correct credits for you guys, but I'd like to say, hey, thanks for supporting the stream. Take care. Have fun. See you later.